preview the match between Spain and Croatia. This is one of the games of the group stages. Two talented oppositions. This game is set to kick off tomorrow. In my opinion, this probably will be the best game of match day one in terms of two teams with quality, two teams with real expectations. This is a rematch, by the way, of the previous Nations League final. Spain were able to beat Croatia on penalties to win that international trophy. This is an interesting one. By the way, Spain, the last time Spain Croatia played at the European Championship was actually the last European Championship. It was a quarter final. Spain were able to win 5-3 after extra time. Crazy, mind-boggling game when it comes to the what occurred throughout that match. It was just mind-boggling. Spain conceding early because of a daft own goal where they just passed it back. Then you had that's conceding early and Croatia taking the lead. Then Spain were able eventually to equalize. Then they were able to get a second and a third. And then Croatia in the last few minutes were able to get two quick goals to tie it up. And then Croatia actually had a chance in extra time to take the lead. Unai Simon came up with a brilliant save. And then Spain were able finally to capitalize. Morata, amazing goal. Dani Olmo was able to get a goal too. And Spain move on to the semifinals. Now this game will be played at the great Olympiastadion, the stadium in Berlin. It's going to be hosting the final, the best stadium in Germany, the most aura stadium. So again, it's going to have an amazing feel to the game. This is the fourth consecutive time that Spain and Croatia have met at a European Championship game. Zlatko Dalic is going to be leading this Croatia team. He's a manager that's been able to take a team farther than the sum of their parts. Since Croatia has came within this recent dominance over the past few international tournaments, it has came through Zlatko Dalic, Luka Modric, 38. He's going to be captaining and leading his national team at the European Championship for the fifth time. Now, Spain is going to be interesting. This is a little bit of a new Spain team, in my opinion. Still has a little bit of that tiki-taka philosophy that we've always seen the Spanish national team have, but they have a little bit of more of an element of being able to play direct, in the fact that they're not once in a while, they're not afraid to take on a shot or put in a cross or be direct and be vertical. When you look at the front three now, it's a lot of verticality amongst the team, with Nico Williams, Lamine Yamal, and potentially Morata up top. I think Ferran Torres is also an option up there, especially based on Morata's form when he dips. I think Ferran Torres is a good option there. But that's probably going to be the front three. And that's a front three that has dynamism, has verticality, they have ability. So I think that's a really good front line. And I think that's a front line that can cause Croatia issues. Now, Croatia, their best ability is their ability to control the midfield. And their ability to defend well too, but also to control the midfield. I think this midfield battle is going to be great with Kovacic, Modric going up against Rodri, Pedri, and the crew. I think that the midfield batter that's able to take advantage of space, that's more comfortable on the ball, that has more time on the ball, I think that's going to determine. I think whoever wins that midfield battle will win this game. Flat out, simple. Now, Pedri, he came out with a comment saying, "We know that the first game is important. It's important to start on the right foot, but we've already seen that many teams win a big tournament after losing the first game. So there's need to be anxious. It's obvious that we're going to go out to win, and we're not going to leave anything behind. We're going to play with a lot of enthusiasm. We're very young and very eager for it to start." Now, I think there's going to be a sense from Croatia of not trying to lose this game, because Croatia has always had, always not started off slow, but they've always eased their way into the tournament. If you remember the last World Cup, they actually drew their first game against, I believe it was against Tunisia. Morocco. It was Morocco. They drew their first game. You go back to the European Championship before, they lost to England. You go to the World Cup where they reached the semifinals. They ended up beating Nigeria in the opening game, but it was a little bit of not their best performance. I think Croatia's going to try to ease themselves into this tournament, and they're kind of, first of all, their first priority is going to keep the clean sheet. Now, they're not going to play a low block, play compact, play defensive, none of that. But they're just going to be clever when they decide to really go after the game, to really bring it to Spain. They're going to be more comfortable. They're going to rely mostly playing in transition with the likes of Kramaric, Perisic. Those, they're not going to put in loads of numbers forward. They're not going to leave themselves exposed defensively. And I think Spain is definitely going to be the more protagonist in this team, in this game going on. I think it's important for Spain, if they do want to win this game, is they need to find the breakthrough. They need to have that cutting edge. They're going to need to play in those clever little balls in behind and just have that cutting edge, And they're going to need to get lucky to find that breakthrough. It might be a set piece or a deflection or something, but they're going to need that moment to break through, because I don't think Croatia is going to give them anything easy, especially in this opening game, in the way I said how Croatia want to start off tournaments. Zlatko Dalic, actually, he came out with some comments too. We have the hardest group. That's a fact. Everyone admits that. Italy, Spain. It's important to remember the last World Cup in Qatar, when we had Morocco in the first match. It was a draw, which meant a lot for our continuation. So we would like not to lose this match, but this is not our aim. We wish to show the best of ourselves to make a good start and try to win with the great respects our opponent. We have a great national team, but we are not afraid of anyone. That's what he said. And I agree with him, as in that they shouldn't be afraid of anyone. When you look at their international performances, they shouldn't be afraid of anyone. But at the same time, it's definitely important for them not to lose this game. I think this is a great opportunity for us to see Lamine Yamal at the biggest stage. He's gonna be the youngest player to ever play in tournament history. He's gonna be, that's gonna be a great. This is the first time he's gonna really be on the biggest. Now I know he got games at Barcelona, but Barcelona, especially when he was playing more of his games or playing kind of meaningless La Liga games, this is really the biggest stage that he's gonna be on to start off his career. Everybody's gonna be watching Lamine Yamal, and we're really gonna get to see how truly brilliant a player he is. I think he's primed for a potential breakout tournament, which is, maybe we shouldn't put that much expectations on him, because he is 16, and I think it is a little bit unfair. But again, he's going to be starting for his country at 16, so I think it's going to be great to watch. De La Fuente, he did not shy away from his praise over Lamine Yamal. He's a young boy with an incredible talent. It's almost a gift from God. Very few players have his attributes in terms of understanding the game. And again, I couldn't have said it better myself. He's a brilliant player, very, very talented, very direct too at the same time, with good technical ability, which is an interesting combination that we find from Spanish, because most Spanish players, they either have that ability to be direct and to be able to run in behind and all that, or they're technically gifted and they don't have that. But he has a combination of both, which is really very, very valuable. I'm going to say this finishes in a 0-0 draw. I think it's going to be a cagey affair. I think it's going to be 0-0, 1-1, some sort of like that. But again, I could see this game go either way. I think it's a very tight game.